Hi guys, welcome to Irish Footy Vlogs, and today we're looking at the top 5 centre backs in the league. So this is the 4th instalment of the top 5, so let's get straight into it. Now, number 5 I've gone for Daniel Cleary, Dundalk, another player that I think is a bit of an unsung hero, to be honest, for Dundalk. He's 24 years of age at this stage as well. He's been at the club for 3 seasons as well. He's played 3 games this season. In 2019 he made 22 appearances for the club, which is quite good considering the centre backs Dundalk have. Dundalk tend to generally rotate their 4 centre backs. You can see Gartland and Boyle often coming in as well. He's just a very solid defender. He's very reliable. He's good on the ball. He seems to have a good partnership with HOARE as well. I think generally that's Dundalk's best partnership. So when it comes to, say, a big game or a game that you really want to pick your best team, you're going to have Cleary, I think, and HOARE generally playing centre back. Cleary, as I said, has done well the last few seasons with Dundalk and won trophies as well, so that's the reason why I have him in the top 5. Another number of other defenders. It was actually a difficult enough list, to be fair, as well. There's a few other defenders I'm going to give honourable mentions to at the end because it was a tough list. But for me, Daniel Cleary comes in at number 5 for Dundalk. Now, number 4, I've gone for a Derry City central defender, Owen Toal, or Owen Toyle. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I presume it's Toal. It's Toal. Owen is a very young defender. He's only 21 as we speak, but it feels like he's been around for a number of years. He caught the eye of a number of English clubs, and another English clubs tracking him as well, including Ipswich Town. But he decided to stay at Derry for this season after having another magnificent season for them last season. He joined Derry in 2017 from Armagh City in the Irish League, and he's since made 72 appearances for Derry City. He won a League Cup in 2018 as well, so he has that in his back pocket. He's commanding defender. He's fairly composed on the ball. For such a young player as well, he demonstrates, from what I can see, great leadership qualities in that Derry defence as well. And, you want these players to stay in the league as long as possible, but I'd be surprised the next year or two if he either didn't make the move to England or made the move to Dundalk. Dundalk like a Derry City player, don't they, to be fair? So we'll see what happens in a year or two. But Owen Toyle, or Toal, or whatever way you want to call it yourself, Derry City fans might tell me, but he's a player that comes in on the list at number 4. Now, number 3, I've gone for ROBERTO Lopes of Shamrock Rovers. Controversial move when he moved from Bohemians in 2017. Now, he was good at Bohemians, but he's improved drastically in the last number of years at Shamrock Rovers and really matured as a player. He's now 27 years of age as well, and you can see it in his game. He's made 5 appearances this season and scored a crucial goal against Dundalk, which put the sides level. And he's good at that. He scored 10 goals in Shamrock Rovers' career actually as well over the seasons, which is pretty good for a centre back. And he has that in his game. He often pots up with a goal, important goal for the club. He's a tough defender. He's a good tackler, but he's got a bit of a turn of pace about him as well. He's just a good all-round central defender. He's got that turn of pace, as I said. He's now a Cape Verde international, having capped for the country in 2019. So, look, that's great for him. But, he's a player as well that I think can get better at 27 even. The way he's going, his trajectory suggests that he's going to keep improving. And Shamrock Rovers will be looking to keep on to him. I think they're looking to tie him down to a longer term contract as well. But very, very good defender, I think. And has a great partnership with Lee Grace as well, the heart of that central defence for Shamrock Rovers. So that's at number 3. We're on to number 2 now, guys. Now, number 2, I've gone for Sean HOARE, Dundalk. Sean's been a rock for Dundalk since 2017. He's made 75 appearances and scored 6 times for the Lily Whites, having previously played for St Patrick's Athletic. But he's another young player that has really improved as the seasons have gone, and he's really matured as a defender at Dundalk. I do remember him at Pats, and he was good, but I don't think he was at the level he is now, to be honest with you. He's really improved. He doesn't seem that big. I'm not sure what height he is, because you see conflicting reports on player heights and things like that. I don't think he's taller than 6 foot. For a central defender, he just doesn't. He's got a great leap in him, though. For someone who isn't the tall, he's got a great leap in him, and often comes up with important goals as well. A bit like Lopez. He scored 6 times for the Lily Whites as well. 6 goals altogether. But with him, it's his athleticism, I think. That's the big thing with Sean Hoare. Positioning quite good as well. And just seems to be a defender that's very hard to shake off. Not what you call a tough tackler as such, but a player that doesn't go into tackles as often as maybe other central defenders. But he doesn't need to. He can pick a ball off someone by intercepting or getting a block in. He's that type of defender. He's won the title 3 times, by the way, including with St. Pat's in 2013. And he's been in the PFA Team of the Year for the last 2 years as well. So that says it all about Sean Hoare. And he obviously has to be in the list. And even though I found this list quite tricky in a way, I think Sean Hoare is a definite number 2 for me in this list. Now, number 1, I just have to go with Lee Grace, Shamrock Rovers. I think he's an outstanding defender. He's at the club since 2017, and he really filled a hole. I know Lopez has come in as well, but he's really filled. For me, he's done a bit of a League of Ireland equivalent of Van Dijk going to Liverpool in many ways. He's filled that position and he's binded that Rovers defence together. I think every defence needs a defender who can actually bind the defence together. And I think Lee Grace does that with Shamrock Rovers. He was Fans Player of the Year in 2018. He's 27 as well, like Roberto Lopez, and it has an excellent partnership with him as well. Voted in the PFA Team of the Year as well. He's a player that rarely makes any mistakes. I rarely see Lee Grace make a mistake. He's commanding. He's good in the air. As I said, he binds a team together. Usually he's the first receiver if you're playing it out to a defender from Alamanis. He's the first receiver as well. He's usually the one that gets on the ball more than anybody else initially and starts off attacks for Shamrock Rovers in that sense. And he's just cool and calm. That's the one thing about Lee Grace as well. You could say he plays with grace. He's cool and calm and collected, and he's a very good head on him. But he was a player as well they almost lost in the summer. He trials with Hull and their other clubs' interests as well. Now, for whatever reason, it didn't work out. But great for Shamrock Rovers, great for the league, to be honest, because he signed a 3-year contract with the Hoops. And he's a player for me that, a bit like Lopez as well, he will get better. Shamrock Rovers keep Grace and Lopez, those 2 central defenders. They've got Liam Scales there now as well, by the way. But it gives them options to play different systems there as well. But yeah, keeping them 2 is crucial, I think, for Shamrock Rovers, and gives them that solidarity at the back. And I think they're the best. They're definitely the best the best partnership even in the league is Grace and Lopez, and that's the foundation that they're building on, Rovers. So yeah, Lee Grace for me, number 1 on this list. Now, just before we go, a few honourable mentions. You've got Mahanash Sligo Rovers, who I think is a very good young defender coming up through the ranks. He's 21, I believe, but he had an injury at the start of this season, which cut him back. He could easily make this list. Daniel O'Reilly, one to watch for Shelbourne. Excellent at Finn Harps last year. Started very well at the start of the season with Shelbourne as well. Has really come into that defence and settled very well. And Liam Scales, actually, Shamrock Rovers as well, which could give them an interesting dynamic. He's a very good passer of the ball, very athletic, started his Rovers career very well. But I need to see a season again from those players to see if they can force themselves into a top 5 list, I think. So there were those options. Dave Webster started off well up in Finn Harps as well. So there's another number of other options as well, but they were the main ones. I like Finnerty at Bohemians as well. Good young defender. Bohemians, it's a case of with them, I'm looking at their central defenders. I'm honestly at this minute in time not sure which one is the best of them. They're all decent. They need one maybe to propel themselves, I think, in that list, I think. But I do like Finnerty. He's a good young defender. So that's about it, guys. Hope you're keeping well. Please like, subscribe if you're new, share the video, enjoy. I'm going to have central midfielders coming up next. So I'm going to do central midfielders, and I'm going to do, attacking central midfielders as well, because it was difficult to put a player in a central midfield position who was an attacking central midfielder or vice versa. So I'm going to do that as well. There'll be wingers and strikers coming up and all that kind of thing. So that's about it, guys. I'll leave it there. Take it handy. Good luck. Bye now.